Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Wake Up Mission Show with your hosts, Shalene Nightingale and Randy Dees.
Where is the revolution? Where is our solution? The time to wake up is here and now. Time for revolution.
Hey, the mic is hot again. It's Wanker Wednesday here at the Wake Up Mission Show, an underground network connecting the dots for liberty. Today, our second hour guest is anarchist host Jeff Berwick. Very excited, Randy, to chat with him in the second hour. But first, here in the first hour, we are joined by my very lovely friend, Michelle Delacroix. And she's going to help us award our Wanker of the Week.
Hello, how are you?
Good, Michelle. Welcome back. Everybody knows
you.
who you are, especially if they listen to this show. So, but just in case it's your first time tuning in, Mothers Against Illegal Aliens. And
That's
she's
right. I'm the president and founder of Mothers Against Illegal Aliens,
Yeah.
and you can find us at mothersagainstilegalaliens.us on the web.
Fantastic. Well, our Wanker of the Week, a drum roll, please, Randy. Da-da-da-da-da. Randy's going to play our drum roll. And Michelle, you and I can say it at the same time. Megyn Kelly.
Absolutely.
Hey, she just will not stop with her Trump trashing. And Michelle, real quick, although we played this clip on Monday, for anyone who, maybe you've been missing it. Maybe you realize the charade of the POTUS elections, and so you just don't really pay attention, or like me, you don't really watch mainstream controlled media. Just in case, here's how it all began.
Mr. Trump, one of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
Thank you.
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president? And how will you answer the charge from Hillary Clinton, who is likely to be the Democratic nominee, that you are part of the war on women?
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either. This country is in big trouble. We don't win anymore. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico, both in trade and at the border. We lose to everybody. And frankly, what I say, and oftentimes it's fun, it's kidding, we have a good time, what I say is what I say. And honestly, Megyn, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that. But you know what? We need strength, we need energy, we need quickness, and we need brain in this country to turn it around. That I can tell you right now.
I like Michelle. First of all, the audience turned against her. You hear they're booing her and
Right.
cheered Trump.
Right.
This wasn't journalism.
No.
Why was
No.
this question asked? Michelle, you've been a frequent guest on Fox News.
That's right.
In fact, Fox News, if you're paying attention, my friend Michelle should replace Megyn Kelly. But I digress.
That's right. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
So what do you think happened? You've been at Fox News. What happened?
Well, tell your audience how long I've been at Fox News. How many times would I go on between 2005 until 2008? Wasn't I on like almost regularly?
All the time. Yeah, you and
All the time.
yeah, all the time.
All the time. I was on Fox News so many times during a week that sometimes they'd have to say, we can't have you on so many times in the same day on so many different shows. So they'd have to take me off of some shows so I wasn't on 3 shows in a row on the same day. I was on all the time. They loved me, and I loved them. That was we had a good rapport. I was on all the time, and it was all the time dealing with illegal immigration. I had a direct line to their producers where I would even go to the border. If you recall the video I did over at San Luis border watching the kids crossing the border, and it was a big story on Neil Cavuto, and the video is up on the internet. That was my video. I was at the border. At one point I was even trying to see if I could become one of their contributors or even their West Side reporter like William Lajeunesse, dealing specifically with the illegal immigration issues. That's how closely I was involved with them. And I really liked them, and I trusted them. That was the thing. I think America trusted Fox News. What we saw at the debate with Megyn Kelly was shocking, especially from the days prior to the debate. The tone of Megyn Kelly and all of the other people on Fox News, the other correspondents and, the other people talking, they all act differently today than they did the day before the debate. I don't know if anybody's sort of watched. I boycotted the show, but I tune in just while I'm switching channels, and I look and I keep switching. But they've completely changed. You look at, Greta Van Susteren seems the only one that sort of has maintained her level. And the recent interview that I caught on a YouTube video of Hannity, he seems to be sort of neutral. But, you look at the 5, even Ingram, Laura Ingram has even changed. It's really weird. They all like Trump, and suddenly now after Megyn Kelly does the performance of a lifetime for herself, I don't know if there was an Academy Award for that performance, but
right.
Now they're all suddenly circling the wagons, protecting her. She comes out on Monday with this lame excuse of, I was at the beach
In
for 3
fact,
days.
Michelle,
yeah.
I have this. We've got to play it for those because this is, to me, very funny. Take a listen.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Moment. But first, I just got back from a weekend at the beach with my husband and my 3 kids. Did anything happen in the news while I was gone? Did I miss anything? You may have heard that there was a dust-up involving yours truly and presidential contender Donald Trump. Mr. Trump was upset with a question I asked him at the debate last week about his electability, and specifically comments he has made in the past about women. A few words on that. Apparently, Mr. Trump thought the question I asked was unfair and felt I was attacking him. I felt he was asked a tough but fair question. We agreed to disagree. Mr. Trump did interviews over the weekend that attacked me personally. I've decided not to respond. Mr. Trump is an interesting man who has captured the attention of the electorate. That's why he's leading in the polls. Trump, who is the front runner, will not apologize. And I certainly will not apologize for doing good journalism. So I'll continue doing my job without fear or favor. And Mr. Trump,
good journalism? I can't even listen to her anymore.
I know.
Good journalism?
That's not journalism when you have ganged up on somebody in an alley and tried to attack them and film it. Basically what she did was no different than what the kids back in Chicago used to do when I was younger in an alley. You ganged up on them. You know what it was? And he trusted Fox News as everybody else who probably tuned into Fox News. My family and other people, we were shocked sitting around waiting to watch a legitimate debate, which this was not. This is a joke. This is
No.
a reality. This is a reality debate. This is not a real debate. And she wanted to be the center of attention. And I never would have said that about her because, I've got some people have given me a little slack because on our website we've done a couple of articles about this, and I've been very outspoken about what she's done. I like Trump, but even if I didn't like Trump, I'd still be writing what I'm saying about Fox News and her based on my relationship with Fox News and what they did. Because in my opinion, it was yellow journalism. What they did was wrong.
Amen. In fact, you could tell, Michelle, she was reading a script. Who wrote the script? Who paid her? Who paid her? Was it George Soros? Was it? Who paid her to do what she did?
Well, that's funny you say that because my partner that I work with our group, I said the same thing. Well, she must have gotten a nice check for that one, But the thing is that when she was reading what she was reading, now I'm going to be perfectly frank because that's the way I roll, and anyone that knows and has heard me, they know how I talk. But when she said what she said, which you just played the clip about her trying to say the stuff about Rosie O'Donnell, you know what? People laughed about that because he said, only about Rosie, because the audience knew it was entertainment between him and Rosie. Rosie is a vulgar comedian who's toned it down for The View, but that's gone on back and forth for years with her and him, and she does it with other people too. So that was a joke. But then when Megyn Kelly started talking about getting on your knees about what he said to a contestant, I didn't see that. I didn't watch all of the episodes, and I'm sure a lot of people don't tune into to it regularly for The Apprentice. I don't recall what that was. So for her to insinuate she was eluding, now mind you, get ready, folks, get ready. She was eluding that he was a man asking a woman to go down on a guy, if you guys get my drift. Am I wrong?
Oh,
Am I wrong?
I've got, Michelle, I've got this clip. Take a listen. Here's Brandy Roderick. You're going to hear reporter here first, but take a listen.
Morning, on Morning Joe, Trump spoke by telephone saying that he's no angel, but he doesn't recall making some of the remarks that were mentioned at last night's debate by Kelly.
I don't remember that on The Apprentice, and I don't know where they got some of these words, to be honest with you. In fact, I'm going to have somebody call up and find out where these words came from.
So we did the research, and here's a look back at one memorable moment from season 6 of Celebrity Apprentice.
Brandy came in here, she got down on her knees and said, I passionately want to do this. I, at this point, am the team chooser, not the team leader yet.
Excuse me, you dropped to your knees.
Yeah.
And begged to do this. And I said, I'm looking around the room, and we had even LaToya, who's sitting beside me, thought maybe Brandy was right.
Must be a pretty picture you dropped into your
John and
knees.
Dennis thought I should be. Omarosa said me. Some other people said you.
There you go.
All right, so in his defense, Trump did say last night he won't make apologies for being politically incorrect. But joining us now on the telephone is former Celebrity Apprentice contestant Brandy Roderick. And Brandy, you didn't watch the debate last night, correct?
No, but I did see this clip. I actually went back to watch exactly what everybody's talking about.
So now that you've seen it and you know it's in context and how the question was phrased by Megyn Kelly, what's your reaction to the comments last night? Again, Trump saying he's no angel, but the reaction, especially from the audience.
Yeah, I actually didn't even remember, like him, I didn't even remember him saying that. And from the clip, you can see all he was reacting to was, what he thought it would have looked like. But, I've always had a positive experience around Donald. He's always been encouraging. He's never been disrespectful to me. I don't condone men being derogatory, but I think he was just, he's on television. He's trying to be funny. I don't think that he meant anything, horrible by it.
And I agree with Brandy. Actually, Michelle, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I did used to watch The Apprentice because as an entrepreneur, I love Donald Trump. I've learned an incredible amount from him. And that was an episode that year. Bret Michaels was on, and I knew Bret from back in the Poison days. And so it was Bret Michaels and Brandy and LaToya Jackson sitting in the boardroom. There was nothing. You just heard it. And
there was no sexual innuendo with what Bret Michaels was saying about what Brandy did. There was no sexual innuendo. No. Megyn Kelly made it a sexual. It is a sexual accusation through the innuendo of the question. And that is the damaging thing that she did to him that I believe she was set out to do. That's what she wanted to do, and she accomplished it.
But since that time, Michelle, you and I both know there's been, because she said that he objectifies women. But what is on the internet, Michelle? right now
Well,
with Megyn Kelly.
If your listeners go to our website, mothersagainstilegalaliens.us, they will see that we have up here, Megyn Kelly makes public private time in bed with husband, clearly shows a long-standing behavior of salacious behavior. And there's pictures of her posing for GQ magazine, 2 of them there, that are very seductive. She's in a black slip, one of the little things over the shoulders coming down. She looks, it doesn't really, I mean, it's Megyn Kelly, we know that, but I would almost think that it's probably a cheap version of a sex shot. I don't know. And, you know, then she's on the show with Howard Stern, and we all know, I mean, I love Howard Stern. He's funny, you know. I mean, although half the stuff, well, probably 99% of the stuff, I don't like what he says. I mean, I don't really listen to him, but he's funny. I think most guys like that show. Why? Because a lot of it's sex. A lot of it's sex talk on Howard Stern. Megyn Kelly's on there, and she was, there's another article we have here where it brings you into the Shock Jock show where Megyn Kelly talks to Howard Stern, and she talks about her husband and her killer bee breasts, as she calls them. She discusses her husband's penis and her sex life, and, you know, she just gets into, you know, just, you know, talking about things that the way she comes off to Mr. Trump as though, you know, there's a war on women, yet on the flip side, you know, you got to really wonder, you know, you're not so innocent yourself, Mrs. Kelly.
Right. Right. And there is a war on women. Let's face it. Planned Parenthood videos. In fact, another video just came out today, Michelle.
Well, that's a war on babies.
Right. Yeah. But it's still a war on women because you have women murdering their unborn children. So, yeah, even though there is that, I would never, and as a woman, I'm saying this, never in all these years did I put Donald Trump in that category as on women. For one, he hires, I mean, right now he's got his daughter, but he's had female top executives and advisors on his board. So I don't understand it at all. Yes, Randy.
Just my opinion, and I would like to get.
I don't know if we should let Randy interject. Maybe we should just be like Donald Trump and overshadow the guy, huh?
Yeah.
I'm
just kidding, Randy. I love you. Go ahead.
I know where you live. I'm kidding. No. But my interjection is a war on women. You know, it to me, it's almost like white privilege, a made up bullcrap word. To me, the war on women is Sharia law. That is a war on women.
Yeah.
War on. Well, that's a war on everything, really, but women especially. What do y'all think?
I totally agree with that. And
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Michelle and Randy, I was shocked that there was no hard-hitting questions on that. If Megyn Kelly wanted to ask Donald Trump about the war on women, why didn't she say there's a creeping Sharia law happening in the United States? A war on women. What are you going to do about that? No, what she did, she was paid to do. It was clearly a hit piece. I have never heard him use those words about women. In fact, he's got a beautiful wife. I've only heard him say wonderful things about her. I've only heard him say wonderful things about even Ivana, his ex-wife. So to me, it was a cheap shot that clearly from beginning to end, and I mean the end of the night, their fake focus group, the fake reviews after the debate, it was all a hit to take down Donald Trump.
And
say that again, Michelle.
Charles Cradhammer, his review, he basically said that it was a bust for. I mean, they all had their talking points that they know that they wanted to get out through Fox News, and that is why. I've boycotted it, and we put it out on our website, and I think why a lot of people are really upset with Fox News. And it's part of Megyn Kelly, what she said, but it's also that this is Fox News Channel that let all the other people on their show post-debate. It's like they were set up to negatively talk about Trump after they set him up. It was sick to watch that, especially from a news agency that a lot of people still sort of trusted with the ones that were out there to choose from.
Right. I agree. And
Well,
it'll
maybe
be
they did
really
it to
curious
hate her.
because
I just want to, let me just say, I want to inject something with Randy's question, though. That was a good question you just posed, Randy, and that would have been a fabulous question for her to have asked any of them, or even Mr. Trump. You know why I don't believe they do? Why? Because isn't there a Saudi prince that owns a portion of Fox News?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
in the and in the GQ article that was done on Megyn Kelly, they ask her if she's Muslim or something like that. Let me see here. Let me get the exact thing. And she actually says maybe. Here,
she says maybe. Yeah, she says the question in GQ is, do you have a secret Muslim inside of you? And she said maybe.
No, the question is, I'm reading it. Are you a secret Muslim? And she says maybe. That was in the GQ magazine. And, you got to wonder, and Fox News doesn't really hit the Islamic stuff that hard. When stuff went down in, what do you call it, in Texas with Pamela Geller, they just sort of scratch a little bit and move on to something else. When it deals with Islamic issues and with illegal alien issues, Fox News has drastically changed since Obama got elected, and they no longer allow people like me on. In fact, what was it? As soon as Trump got out, when he announced his candidacy and he started talking about illegal immigration and the families, I got a call, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks ago from Judge Jean Pereiro's manager at Fox News to be on her show. And I was thrilled. I'm thinking, oh, great, we're back in the race here. It's back on the table. We're going to start getting our message out. And I sent them my talking points the day before the show. I got an email. They're going to call me another day. And because the word is out at Fox News not to have people like me on their show anymore. And yet, Megyn Kelly will have the day before the election that illegal alien out of California that makes his movies. He's on her show talking about movies.
Well, I think what's really interesting, Michelle, is I'm just going to be curious to see the latest Fox ratings after all of this fallout. But what we do know is that Donald
fell a little bit.
See, I hadn't seen anything. What I did know is Donald Trump's ratings or his polls numbers have gone up. So see, there's already a fallout. And I know if you read social media, everybody's on Megyn Kelly. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
And what I just found out last night is now word has it on the internet, but I have not found it from reliable sources like CBS, ABC, Fox News. I don't see it on any of the New York Times or Chicago Tribune websites, but it's on the New York Magazine and other online media sources that the word has it that Megyn Kelly has gone to her producers because she's getting death threats by Trump supporters. That's the word out right now. And I tweeted to Megyn Kelly not that long ago this afternoon. I sent her a copy of one of the articles, and I posted out there, hey, can you confirm if this is true? I want to see if it's not true,
false flag.
No, it's definitely false. I did some research before the show too. There's no evidence whatsoever.
No, but Sherry,
they're just making it up.
Good journalism, if she wants to imply she's a good journalist, good journalism is she's on her show and she will discuss that this is flying around the internet and that she's not getting death threats. But if she continues to let this go out because people are reading it, people are thinking, because they want to taint Trump, they want to taint his people, just like McCain tainted Trump's people by saying they were crazies. Now, through what Megyn Kelly has created, this tornado whirlwind around him, I think this is a false story that's being put out against Trump and his supporters to just build. And if she's a good reporter, as she claims, she should come out and denounce it.
Well, I think the whole good thing out of all of this, though, is everything Randy and I say. Randy and I do not watch what we call lamestream media because it is not news. It is controlled, fabricated propaganda. So what the good, that came out of this is that people, average American, mainstream Americans are saying, whoa. Maybe those alternative media crazies aren't so crazy after all. Mm-hmm. What's going on here? This is biased and controlled. And a lot of people are starting to see and say that. So I think that's the good thing that happened. And you're right, Michelle, Randy, I totally believe because he's outside the establishment, they're going to do whatever it takes to take Trump down.
I agree
Check your
with
brake
you.
lines, Donald.
It's so obvious. What was that, Randy?
Oh, he needs to
Yeah,
check
he
his
said-
brake lines and look under his car before he gets in it.
Yeah, no, there's I think definitely more to come. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on today. Anything else you would like to say to all the listeners?
Well, just that we should all, and somebody like me that is saying boycott Fox News, and you could back me up on this, Shailene. That's big for me to say that, isn't it? I mean, it's huge for me to be telling people.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I've known you for a lot of years, and everybody always thinks we're like sisters because we're a lot alike. But in some areas, I'm a little bit more to the truth, portion of the movement. So I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
I see very clearly what they've just done, despite the fact that Megyn Kelly refuses to be honest with what she's done, because they have an agenda, and it's so very clear, and millions of Americans can see it. It's not just hundreds. I mean, within a few hours, they got almost 20,000, 30,000 signatures. I mean, just a few hours. And that's only because people knew where to sign the petition. If there was an easier access, I'm sure there'd be more and more people. Fox News knows they've got a problem because the people are waking up. And Donald Trump, regardless if you like him or you don't like him, he is saying the truth about illegal immigration and all of the other things. It's true. And, political correctness people need to stop that because I've had too many experiences where as I'm talking, someone will say, well, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you're raising your voice. That conversation is over. I mean, we've gotten to a point in our country now where if you raise your voice just because you're passionate about something, people want to cut you off and not talk to you. I mean, what kind of country is that? Freedom of speech? Is that the home of the brave? No, that's the home of the pussies. Okay, sorry, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, the home of the week. I've been saying it for a while. Yeah, no, we say it on the show all the time. We are no longer Americans. But speaking of people who are not politically correct, before you go, Michelle, did you see Ted Nugent, one of our favorites, came out in defense of Donald Trump? And here's what he had to say. I'm a big fan of Donald Trump because I believe in bold, aggressive, unapologetic truth.
Yep.
Period.
I agree.
And I'm not.
Too.
Right.
Yeah. And he said, I'm not a fan of Megyn Kelly, although I often turn on Fox just to look at her. Sometimes when I'm loading my magazines, I like to just look at her, and I usually sit naked on the couch. That's what he said.
I don't do that. I don't do that, but that's why I tune into Fox.
Well, listen, you guys, I'm working on a story right now. I'm trying to gather some stuff, which is going to be really hot. It's regarding Megyn Kelly. I don't want to say anything right now. I'm just verifying everything. But if I get what I'm getting together, believe me, the next time we talk, it's going to be an eye-opener, blowing your mind what I come up with.
Well, fantastic.
Cool.
Well, Michelle, I know this isn't Fox News, but you have an open door here anytime, my friend.
I love you guys. Thank you. Well, you know what? I'm an Air Force veteran. I believe in the truth. I'm a mother. And you know what? I'm not going to be afraid to say what I see, say what I know, and warn people for what's out there. And, people might not like it at first because they don't understand it. But you know what? A lot of people are waking up. And I'm not going to shut up. And neither are you because, Randy's not going to. People, I love you all. America, please start speaking out. Open your eyes. And you know what? The illusion is what you see on television. Get out and talk to your friends. Get out there.
Yes. Yeah. Amen, Michelle. Okay, my dear. I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, take the red pill. I'll chat with you later, my dear. Okay. So there you've got it. Wanker Wednesday. Our award goes to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly. So when we come back, we've got some more news here on Wanker Wednesday. Stay tuned.